Welcome back, everyone, to another EX Area, the Shadowverse Evolve podcast with myself, DifferentFight, and Ignideus, your Shadowverse Evolve English Edition ambassadors. How are you doing, Igni? Back from our event just the last weekend. How are we feeling?
That's right. We were both at Komifuro in Indonesia for Bushiroad Expo 2025. I see that you got your jacket nice and ready. Mine is still at the dry cleaner, so I'm going jacketless today.
Yep, it's like the post-event.
Yes. It was such a fun event. Like, great to see so many people out there, especially people who like came up to us and said like, "Oh my God, you're I love your content." And they gave us gifts and stuff. That's always the best. Like, I always keep every single one of those. So
yeah, 100%. I have
Oh, he's reaching for it.
I'm reaching for it. I put the playmats away already, but I got the sleeves. They had exclusive sleeves at the event to Komifuro for Vanguard, which was super sweet. This was like the craziest part was that this wasn't announced. So it's like we both showed up early in the morning to the venue, and then I was like, oh, let me see what Bushiroad's selling at the merch booth. And I was like, okay, there's a bunch of like Daivanga side merch. I was like, that's kind of cool. You know, I thought those were exclusive. And then I go to the sleeve aisle, and I see this, and I'm like, wait a second, they made sleeves out of this? And then I watched your video, watched your vlog, and I see you zoom past the sleeves without like saying anything. I'm like, oh, he didn't realize either. So, and then I was
they didn't post it. But then after I did my vlog and I posted a vlog about the event on my Morningstar channel, which is all about Shadowverse Evolve. But then when I noticed, I went back and you were already in line, and I said, Chris, can you get me one?
Yeah. I was like, I saw this and I was like, I have to queue up for them. So, and then a bunch of my friends in Japan were like, can you get me? So it was a fun experience. But I think they'll sell them at all the Bushiroad Expos. So if you're going to Philippines in 2 weeks time or a week's time, whenever this goes up, then definitely grab some sleeves there and a playmat, and then probably at every other Bushiroad Expo, I guess they should also be selling.
So yeah, I mean, you're going to Manila, right, for that as well. Yep. So you get to meet Chris DifferentFight and get his energy and his EP. So there you go.
That's right. Sorry, I put my energies and EPs away for now, but those do exist. You can indeed get those there as well.
I got the 1 of 1 on the
I got the serial number 1.
Feels good, man.
You are the serial number 1. But yeah, all right. It was really fun though. Indo, we'll talk about a bit more later. Sorry, my words are not coming out today.
Well, it's the scat man, man.
Scat man, yeah. We'll talk about it more later down the line in this episode. As always, this podcast is split into 2. The first half kind of talks more about the JP side of Shadowverse Evolve on my side, and then the second half talks a bit more about the English side. And we've had a lot of events and whatnot in the JP side, as well as not as many releases, unlike usual. So maybe let's just hop in and start talking about that, right?
Yeah, let's do it.
So first things first, April, we saw the release already over. It's kind of crazy. The set came out already a month and a half ago.
I know, it feels like it's brand new still. Like I haven't even like fully processed it. Especially because it's like such an iconic set too, with the omens returning.
Yeah, and it's actually very fun. Like I've been playing around with the new Galmu, very very fun. So they made a whole like 3rd anniversary website for it too to like celebrate the set, which we'll show in a second. But there's also brought back like the serials for the omens too, just like I guess they usually do. And there's like the whole box topper leader cards too, so you can get your scannable leader cards of the Arcanas. Gorgeous. I think the most popular ones are basically like Milteo, Linkle. Surprisingly, Sofina also is very popular.
Sofina has like a strangely big cult following. A bunch of like chibi artists on Twitter always keep drawing chibi Sofinas, no matter how relevant she is.
True. I have seen those.
Yeah.
I like the Olo one. His art is really cool. And I also like that the Wolfrod is also like upside down as a leader too.
You know what's a little funny? The Ernst is both the dragon form and the waifu beamed UR alt art.
True. They don't usually do that, huh? You get 2 for 1. That's kind of nice.
Yeah.
And then I think they also brought back thick leaders. So in the promo pack, because the leaders are thick, right? So they brought back thick tokens just for the promo pack too. So
very nice.
If you missed thick promos, then that's for you. But if you're like,
I personally like the thick promos, but they do get a little unwieldy, especially when you play a token heavy deck and you're like, half my deck box is now tokens.
You play Natra and it's like you just need an extra deck box at that point, right? It's like,
yeah.
So I like the thin ones more these days. So definitely that's just me. And then of course the URs.
Look at those URs.
I picked up 3 of the Galmu on like day 1. Literally the morning of, I asked a friend to like go line up for me because Vanguard and Evolve had a release day the same day, so my wallet just got slashed in half. But As my friends like, go pick me up all the URs for Galmu, pick up all like the premiums of the bronzes and the silvers and the legendaries and the golds. So
the URs are really beautiful. For people who are listening over on Spotify or the other podcast platforms, I'll just describe the URs. Basically, if you're aware with Shadowverse Digital, they have the alt art like clashing art of Ralmia versus Lashena, Kuon versus Ryo, Galmu versus Firelene. But what's interesting is that in Evolve, they expanded on this series with cards that weren't in digital. So they have like Marvin versus Wilbert, Mierabane versus Gilnelis. Is that Amata's old man versus Izudia? It's so cool. So like even these arts that were like never in digital, but they sort of expanded on the same series, the same line of art of like the iconic characters clashing. It's very, very cool.
Yeah. So it's pretty nice. You know, unsurprisingly, the most popular of the URs is the Galmu, just because it has 2 waifus in it. It's the only
Galmu
one except for the sword one that has 2 waifus in it in the one card frame. But yeah, so we'll talk about the meta of the set in a little bit. So look forward to that. They also, don't forget, this is coming out very soon now, in just under a month, the special starter set. So this one will contain, of course, 2,500 copies of this one being made. There was like an announcement where they initially had less copies of it, and then they made it like pre-order only on like the Cygame store or something, and it sold out too fast. Odd. So then they canceled every single pre-order because it sold out so fast, and they felt it was unfair. And instead, they made it so that you have to order it through card shops, and then they made more copies of it. So it's kind of interesting that like they went through and canceled it.
Interesting, a very storied launch. But yes, this is the Worlds Beyond starter set with it's like a big box that has Galen and Marie Melise on it, and
the Marie Melise playmat is so nice. It's like I love the really, roses really nice. Around like the framing of the.
Oh yeah, as Worlds Beyond expert Ignideus. Marie Melise actually comes from a world where she holds the rank of Soleil, and it's a kingdom that's blooming with flowers, is what it's called.
Ooh,
so
okay.
It's very much her theme. Yeah. And at first I didn't really like Galen, the Dragoncraft leader, but the more I like look at him and the more I played him in the demo, the more I like him. He's just an old man who knows kung fu. I love it.
Okay. That's pretty cool. But this is also, I think, the first time they make like dice for like Ward, Bane, and all that kind of stuff. And something I'm really happy about is, look at this. 7 and 8 defense. That's like the most annoying thing about 6-sided die, is that it's like if you use the digit ones, you use like a 6 and then a 2 to signify 8, right? Yeah. So having a dice that actually says 8 is very appreciated. So maybe if there's still somewhere, it's like I don't care too much about. I have too many playmats already and like sleeves and everything, but I want just the dice. I kind of want just the dice. I hear you.
So, I mean, I might just get this anyway because I do want the playmat.
I want this. But this is the purchase bonus.
That's right. You get an in-game code that lets you get emblems and sleeves for Liu Feng on the right there. And who's one on the left?
Statium is her Japanese name.
I have no idea who that is. I think it's a card that hasn't been revealed yet.
So maybe not.
Yeah. Liu Feng is the 4-cost in Dragon that when you evolve, you gain an extra play point, and on an overflow, it auto evolves. It's a very good card.
She looks very swordy. This one, so definitely a sword.
This one, very commandery. Yeah, very cool. So what does it actually come with? It comes with.
It comes with. So of course, this is like what you get for just like buying the thing. But you get big storage box, 3 types of sleeves. We still haven't seen the last one. A deck box that you also haven't revealed yet, I think. And then 2 playmats and all the dice. So
any predictions on what the secret stuff is? I'm thinking maybe Dreitzen, because she's like the mascot of the game.
Oh, true, huh? That would make sense. It's kind of weird that they don't have Dreitzen, if anything, right?
Yeah, right.
So, or either that or one of these two, I guess. Could also be the case.
Could be, yeah.
So, but yeah, we already talked about all the bonuses, I think, in the last episode too. Worlds Beyond is literally just a couple weeks away now. So
I'm so excited. It's finally time. I'm finally gotta get off my butt and stop being a NEET and back to work.
Yep. I mean, you've been grinding content. Also, for all the people watching, don't forget he made a whole channel for Shadowverse Evolve. So
that's right, Morningstar. That's right.
Let me see if I'm gonna pop it up real quick.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, I have 3 channels now. I have Ignideus for Shadowverse Worlds Beyond. I have Morningstar for Shadowverse Evolve, and I be grinding. That's the investment bank. You got to go Morningstar SVE.
SV stock price code. Okay.
No way. Maybe all one word.
YouTube. Oh my god, I can't type Shadowverse. Dude,
no!
This guy doesn't exist.
There it is. There it is. You got it. Yeah. So I did a video about the accelerated release schedule and also about the Kamifuro event that we just did. So
yeah,
very exciting stuff.
So go check that out. But yeah, so that's the starter set. We have the Idolmaster EX collab pack. Like, it's not the collab set, but the extra collab pack, like the Musume one they had. Which
So this is like a thing they're doing now where, with the UMA one, they had the original one that came like right after BP03. And then they had the EX set that came out very recently. So IMAS is getting a similar treatment here is what I'm seeing.
Yeah. So maybe like 33 legendaries, 39 golds, and that's literally all. It's actually quite a lot of cards. And then 16 ASPs, 16 URs, 33 SLs, and then 14 items, of course. That's like one of the things. But I'm not really a big IMAS guy, so I don't really know the characters much. And so I kind of just like know them by their effects. So like this one's going to be a Haven, the Eve Santa Claus. It's very interesting that they're releasing a Santa Claus card in...
Was that 2 different hot stamps available for that?
Yeah, card? So basically this is the idol sign, and then this is the voice actress sign. So one of them is signed by the character herself, she's real. And then the other one is signed by the voice actress, who's also real. So that's pretty cool.
Is that 100 and then 15? What does that number mean on there?
Yeah, so it's 100 different types of idol signs and 15 different types cast signs. And these are all the 15 voice actresses, basically, that will be signing their cards. So it's, those always go for a pretty penny. These are the different rarities. These are all the same card. All of these are Eve Santa Claus. This is the regular legendary. This is the SL, and you can see the SL border has changed. Also changes in English too. And this is the UR, and this is the SP. So you get to see like all the 4 different rarities for one card, which is pretty crazy. But
I mean, I do like the fact that they're adding higher rarities because I feel like previously, before SPs were more, in every set, that there was like less reason to just like whack boxes of SVE. So now that there's more higher rarities, is actually a good thing, I think.
That's true.
Let people wail for their chases,
Making SL tokens. Have we had SL tokens before? I don't think so, right?
I think this is new. Yeah, I've never
pretty
seen this
sure
border
this is the first. So that's coming out at the end of August. So still a while away. Still like 3 months away. But it also means we're gonna get more Vanguard. Let's go. That's all that matters.
Oh, you think so? You think we're gonna get EX Vanguard set?
100%. I think if they did it for, I think them doing it for Idolmaster basically confirmed it for me. Because like, I think with Uma was like, yeah, Uma's a Side Games IP. Technically, so is Cinderella Girls, but like it's it's kind of like a shared IP in a sense because there's a bunch of Idolmaster series and some of them are owned by other companies. But
yeah, it's like they specifically do Cinderella Girls, right? That's what I've heard. Yeah.
So I'm excited. I wonder what the Vanguard one would be when it comes, but that probably won't be until 2026. So.
Well, the original Vanguard collab was all the Boomer cards, right? So it would be cool if they had some cards from D now. Like maybe
either that or like G would also be cool. And even then, it was like the original Vanguard one was like the super Boomer, like the retirement home Boomer Vanguard cards. So like, there's a chance they do stuff from like a little, like still the first series, but a little bit later. So for the Vanguard peeps watching this, like Link Joker era and like Legion era. So this before G, but it's like towards the end of the first series. So that could also be a thing, but we shall see. It's always nice to see, but that's the Idolmaster stuff. So we'll get more information on that later. And then the 3rd anniversary, of course, happened in Japanese as well when the set 15 released. So they made a whole little like special website for it, kind of like showing off the SPs with this like very cinematic little visual of the Gilnelis and the Jerry. Jerry's actually like super busted. It's like such a good card. But you see like all the URs, you can get like a close-up of them too, and then you can go through like all the legendaries for each class here too, and then the serials, of course, the leader card stuff,
etc.
So here again we can show you the pretty leader cards. It's like very high res too, which is nice. And then there's like the 3-year anniversary campaign where you can win like a 3,000 yen Amazon gift card, or so there's different things. One is you can win a signed Gildelise Shikishi by her voice actress.
I'm moving to Japan.
I'm afraid it already ended.
GG, bro.
This is like a follow and repost campaign. So this is just like, you just had to like retweet something. But then this one was also until the end of April, the Amazon gift card thing. And then this one was until also ended. There's like a carton giveaway. Also the follow and repost campaign to like win a carton of this set. So all of these campaigns already ended. And then it basically just like advertising like the decks. They made like a bunch of like decks for this set. So if you want to just like build stuff, you can just like go like, okay, well, let me see this, this list.
Oh, they got example lists. That's fun.
Yeah. They made like example lists for all the decks. So it's kind of cool. Just like little things to get you started, which is nice. I guess people do like to say like, oh, Evolve needs more beginner friendly entry points. So I guess it's nice that the official website kind of gives you that sort of like example list to work off of if you want to just like,
also like anniversary sets are typically like where people are like, oh, this is the perfect time to jump on, there's so much bonus stuff. So like
exactly.
Yeah.
So there was that. And then unfortunately the same weekend that I go to Philippines is the 2025 summer Chiba Grand Prix. So with this beautiful Lishana art, and honestly more importantly than anything is the merch. But if you're participating, get a promo pack which includes these cards right here. Some pretty nice reprints like Summon Circle, and then this was like the what was it, Battle Pass exclusive art.
Bumpkin Recruit.
Bumpkin Recruit. But so you get that in the like promo pack. There's a lot of Battle Pass rarity cards actually. It's cool that they're
Lunarian Paladin Altar.
Yeah. There's a lot of Battle Pass rarity. Then if you make day 2, you get the EP of Lishana. So just making day 2, which is pretty cool. If you make top 64, you get another 2. And then if you make top 8, you get the Lishana promo card, which is very beautiful. And of course, an invite to Japanese Nationals. And then the semifinalist also gets another copy of Lishana and the Bushinavi semifinalist Flare. And then if you win, you get 2 more copies of Lishana. And
so you get 4 if you win? Is that right?
No, I think it's like if you finish in second, you get 1 more. If you finish in first, you get 2 more.
I hear you.
So it's 3 if you win, basically.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
So yeah. But most importantly is the merch for this thing, dude. But yeah, they actually announced Osaka will be in autumn in November. It's not showing on
That's right. The website isn't up yet for it, but it is going to be in November 15th to 16th. They already said on the side there.
Yep. So it's going to be pretty exciting. But yeah, so that's happening. I'm really bummed because I actually would have loved to go, but it's clashing with Philippines, and I already said yes to that a while ago. So it's they're selling a really beautiful Galmu playmat at this event, and there's a player called Kenio who really loves mono, and I helped him get the mono EPs from BCS. So, and I was like, oh man, I really want that Galmu playmat. And he's like, but I can't go. And he's like, oh, I'll get it for you. I was like, nice. Got it.
Secured.
That's the only playmat that matters. So yeah, that's happening. And then they did a special anniversary stream, as they usually do, together with the 2 new ambassadors that join Ryo-san. So they kind of like looked over some reveals. So
yes, and the date for BP16, which is the one that's tying in with Worlds Beyond, it's that July 11th, it looks like. So
quite a big gap between sets, don't you think?
Yeah, it's also like Worlds Beyond comes out June 17th, so it's kind of a month late if you're doing a tie-in, but I guess it's I guess
it's fine. It's like it gives people enough time to like get bored of the first card pool in digital to then want to play it in physical, maybe.
I guess
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. But it's basically the same art as the one from Worlds Beyond, but obviously because it's Evolve, it's different effects. They also announced that they're porting over Super Evolution into Evolve. I don't believe we have entirely full details on how that works yet, but
yeah,
you got
right.
the new Leia, Bellringer Angel, Orcus.
Let's talk about the cards that they actually showed.
Olivia.
So we
Orthrus,
had the Orthrus, 2/2/2 that evolves for 1, and when she evolves, she lets you choose one of the following. One of them lets you choose an opponent's follower. If you have Necro Charge 10, deal it 5 damage. Damn. And then the second one is mill the top 2 cards of your deck. So that's quite good for like a turn 2 going second or like turn 3 going first card. Is like you can either self mill to hit that Necro Charge or then like have really strong removal. Like 5 damage on a basically 3 cost is really good, considering this can also still trade into something.
It's interesting too because obviously they can't port over all the mechanics from Worlds Beyond because in Worlds Beyond she's evolve necromancy for deal 2 damage to 2 random enemy followers, and you can't do that. You can't do the random effects in evolve. So,
and then we have Cerberus. So 4 cost 3/3. Her cost went down, and she puts Mimi and Coco on your field on Fanfare, and then if you have Necrocharge 10, they get Storm, and you can engage. So you engage this and choose one of your other followers and send it to Cemetery. So bury it. Choose an opponent's follower, deal it 2 damage. So she doesn't evolve, but instead she has like a removal effect as a 4.
Is that an engage or just an activate? I don't think it actually engages, right? It's just an activate.
No, she says Koreo tap. So it's like you rest this, and then you choose one of your other followers and send it to Cemetery.
Gotcha.
And choose an opponent's follower and deal 2 damage. So
interesting. It does leave it vulnerable though. But is this a new Coco and Mimi as well? It's not the old one.
Yeah, I think so. Right? Is it? So this is a 1 cost 2/2 that says last words. Choose an opponent's follower, deal 2 damage, and bury the top card of your deck. And the Coco is last words, heal your leader 2, and then bury the top card of your deck. So these are different, right?
Yeah, these are new. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, pretty sure. So. Cool. Also both 2/2 in stats, which is pretty decent, and they both have Storm, so that's also like 4 damage to face, that then if they get traded off, it's like deals damage or heals, and then also helps you.
Well, it's 4 damage, and then you can tap the Kerberos and bury your Mimi, right? And deal another 2 damage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's good little synergy. Then we have the Proceed Heart Orcus. Really like this Orcus art. It's like
beautiful,
It's actually like so, I don't know, just like looks like an album cover. It's crazy. But she's a 2 cost. Oh my god, 2 cost 1/2.
This card is ridiculous.
2 cost 1/2. Banish 2 of your puppets in your EX area. Put a Lloyd in your EX area. Then you can engage her to choose a regular puppet on your field. Give it +1/+1 and Storm, and this should be Bane. And you can only use this effect if you have 3 or more puppets in your cemetery, which is like not a cost.
Wow. You can literally turn 1 junk, turn 2 this, get Lloyd on turn 2.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's really good. The Lloyd has not changed. He's just ward 2/4 that, heals you leader 2, but it's still a very good card even now. Especially because Evolve doesn't have rotation. So it's like you can use a lot of cards that you otherwise would not be able to use in like Worlds Beyond and whatnot in terms of synergy. So wow, this is a really good new Orcus. This set will be probably very meta impactful, I imagine. Like, I imagine this will be like the next generation of Evolve, kind of.
I mean, that's kind of like how they're pitching it, right? Like, it's called, I believe the English translation is New World Genesis. So it's kind of like, yeah.
But yeah, so that's that. New Bellringer is almost the same. She's literally buffed. She doesn't evolve anymore, but she's a 1 cost 0/3 with Ward that on last words now heals your leader 1 and draws you a card. So the heal is new.
Yep.
That's really good.
That is new and good, but I will say sometimes I do use that Bellringer evolve once in a while. But
yeah, right. The 2 damage can be pretty good. Yeah. And then the SL borders are changing. So until now, the SLs just like had this rainbow feel to them, and that was it. But now they also have this cool little border, which is definitely makes them stand out a little bit more, makes them feel like an actual rarity of their own.
What's cool about this is that this new edition is also coming to English early. So with Bullet of Fate, we're also getting the new SL border, even though it's coming to Japan just now. We're going to be getting it in BP11, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, they did announce that. So, but yeah, I did say that her cost went down, but I guess I was thinking that she used to evolve on the old one, but this one doesn't have any.
Yeah.
So I love the new art of Kerberos. It just feels so modern. I like it. And then, of course, as always, they do the release party events where the morning of release, throughout the first weekend of the release, they basically give out a special promo. For this last set, it was the Galmu spell, the one where she's like holding the fire. I still haven't gotten those in the SL Pro in like foiling, so I need to pick those up at some point. But it'll be Bellringer for this one. So
SL Bellringer is pretty hype, man.
Yeah,
she's iconic.
Might be hard to get into these. I feel like a lot of people will want to go because it's like you have to buy a box to participate in these, and then you build a deck from what you pull from that box, and then just for participating, you get the promo card. So.
I mean, we know that Bellringer is a draw because in the judge program, PR Bellringer was like the reward for a long time. So,
yeah, right.
Like we know Bellringer's a draw.
That's right. So yeah, this is we already talked about this. Card Game Festival already happened, but they were talking about it too, where they basically did like the Grandmaster tournament, which apparently like only had a player limit of 256, so it's very small, honestly, for Evolve, given that Evolve usually hits like over 1,000 players for its events. But and then you had Vanguard with like over 2,000 players. So I guess we know where some of those seats went, but it's only 256 players. If you participated, you got the Total Domination SL, old SL foiling promo. If you went 4-1, you got another one, and if you went 5-0, you got 3. And then if
it looks good though, doesn't it?
It's like if you had the most wins in your class, you got the Class Master like flair from App Evolve.
Sir Nitra flair spotted.
Yeah,
dude, I gotta move to Japan.
You were there, dude. You were there. You were at the event. You could have done this.
I could have. No, I don't have a Japanese deck on me. So sad.
Man. Smudge. So yeah, and then we won't go over the Daibangasai stuff because it already happened. And then this was some designs for the Adamaster set, and then kind of like the stuff that we already looked over. And then they showed some more new cards. So this was Sarefa.
Yep.
2 cost 2, 3. She's got a bunch of traits. She's a gold. Fanfare. Engage one of your amulets. Choose an opponent's follower. During opponent's next turn, that cannot attack the opponent. So it like stops it from attacking anything, essentially.
Oh.
And then act ability. Engage one of your amulets. Choose an opponent's follower. During your opponent's next turn, that cannot attack the opponent, but this is only once per turn. So basically the same effect. So it's kind of like a control card.
You can kind of board lock the enemy that way, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. It's like board lock and sort of like just paralyzes. So even if they have like a huge thing that can swing for game, you can just sort of stop it. I guess Force can get around this by like just bouncing it. So, or like also Abyss can like technically bury something and then just bring it back. So the board lock isn't necessarily gonna hurt everything, but like Sword, for example, gets pretty annoyed by this because it has less ways to clear its own stuff. So then we have a house, welcome, or church, whichever one it is. But 1-drop amulet that lets you search your deck for a send something amulet. This is like a specific trait, and add it to your hand, like something first amulet. And then last words is heals you leader 1. Then you can engage this and send it to cemetery. Oh, this is a prayer counter card. So this says, so this probably this is okay. This is a like prayer counter support. So like Lapis and whatnot. And speaking of which, there's Lapis. So she's now a 3 cost 5/5 amulet follower. So if she has 4 more prayer counters on her, she is treated as a follower. So she becomes a 5/5. It's like the car from Sword. And
yes, they introduced this mechanic in Bullet of Fate, right, with the maneuverable stuff.
Yeah, so it's coming pretty soon for English as well now. But when you're start of your main phase, you choose one of your any number of your other cards on field, and you can give them 1 prayer counter. Ooh, okay. And then when this attacks, you search your deck for some angel and play it to your field. So do they show that angel? Nope. Okay, I'm not sure which. There's like a specific card that it searches for, some specific angel, but I wish they showed an image for it so I would know what it is, but it is what it is. But it's pretty good though. 3 cost 5/5, and it's like, sounds like it's pretty easy to get the 4 prayer counters on her too, so she'll start swinging for 5/5 pretty soon.
Especially with the new amulet, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Then new Luminous Lancer, 2 cost 1/1, that plays a Steel Knight on Fanfare. And for 0, you can choose one of your other Knight token followers on your field, give it +2 attack. This should be Storm. And you can only do this if you have... Okay, so you can only... Okay, so you can only use this ability once per turn, and only if you have 3 or more officer token followers. So it's pretty tough condition, but it's like very token sword focused.
Well, they have Confront Adversity that just makes 2 guys, right?
Yeah.
That's in English right now, so...
And we have new art for the tokens. He looks like a guy now. That's crazy.
That's the new art for Steel-Clad Knight, and we also get a new art for Knight as well if you scroll down there. And this is the new art that's going to be in Worlds Beyond. Updated, more modern art. Very cool.
Looks very nice. Amaria, name. Who's this lady?
Amalia.
Amalia, she's pretty. 4 cost 4 gold. Choose one of your opponent's followers, deal it 4 damage, and then you choose a officer token follower in your EX area and play it to your field. Okay.
Ooh.
And then for 0, you can deal 4 damage to enemy leader and draw 1, but you can only do this if you have 3 or more different named token officers in your field and only once per turn. But that must be pretty easy to... It has to be different names though. That's like the only tough part. It has to be like a knight, a steelclad knight, and like shield knight or something, right?
I gotta check real quick. Is exterminus weapon an officer?
Oh, good point.
I gotta do a real quick check.
Damn, they actually revealed the UR too? That's how did I miss all this? That's crazy.
Dude, the UR for that Seraph Lapis is absolutely gorgeous. That's new art that's not been seen in digital either.
Yeah. I must have been just like really busy during this time. This must have been
all kind of really busy.
This must have been revealed during like Worlds or Davangasai or like one of those weekends that I just did not exist for me.
Understandable.
So, that's really pretty. But yeah, so they're also doing beginner teaching events, which is pretty exciting. And then the CS prizes for May will continue to have the Hozumi, but then from June it'll change to Ilganu. So this new Ilganu art.
Just a quick update. Terminus weapon is an officer.
Oh, we're in, boys. We're so in. Lock in. Amalia is in.
No.
That's hype. That's really hype.
Oh, that's scary.
That's good. All right. So yeah, and then this is the CS prizes. Clarification on JCS qualifications. So they're not doing area tournaments anymore. Instead, so they are doing area tournaments, but before they had to qualify for area tournaments and then they do the area tournaments. But now it's like if you win a single player CS in May, June, August, or October, then you get to qualify for the area qualifier, and the area qualifiers will be in December as usual. So then ranking battle stuff, and then for the 3rd anniversary, the shop battle ranking battle thing will be, so I think okay, so if you play in 3 or more shop tournaments during this period, 3 people will get a Shikishi from Dryten's voice actor. So that's pretty nice.
That's cool.
Oh yeah, here we go.
That Galmio mat.
The sleeves are really nice too, so I kind of want one of everything here. But yeah, this Galmio mat, when they first showed this art, I think it was in like the last anniversary, I was like, one day this will be a playmat for sure. There's no way it won't.
Mm-hmm. So, and it's not art that's been in digital. It's like new for Evolve.
It's completely original. Yeah. So very excited. Really love this one. And then crossover challenge will be happening at Chiba as well, where you can win the new art for the puppet token, which is very nice.
You know, it's really odd that in Worlds Beyond the puppet art actually hasn't been updated, but they had this new art in the back. Like, I wonder why they didn't just use this.
Is it because Orcus is too premium? Like, we can't let you have Orcus that easily. But yeah, and there's a bunch of events for the GP for both days as usual, and then there's like the survey as well that they kind of announced before. So 3rd anniversary player survey, it already ended sadly, so that's just like a little reminder. But yeah, so that's like a lot of the JP news. And then of course on our side, we talked about it a little bit at the beginning. We had the Bushard Expo literally a few days ago in Jakarta in the BSD Indonesia Convention Center. The Ice BSD. I like how on my grab app it would just say like Ice BSD.
Oh yeah, we abbreviate everything here. Yeah. I've told this story before, but we had a bento chain called Hoka Hoka Bento, but literally nobody called it that. They just called it Hokben, to the point where they had to change the name officially to Hokben because nobody called it Hoka Hoka Bento. Yep. It's so funny. That's the power of the people right there.
That's the power of the people. That's right. But yeah, so we had a bunch of stuff happening throughout the 2 days. We had show matches on both days where one of us played either Vanguard or Evolve, and then the other one commentated it. So you were casting my Vanguard games, I was casting your Evolve games. That was really fun, actually.
Yeah, it was fun because usually when you cast, it's fun, it's light, but you have to be a little bit professional. Here, I casted it akin to how somebody would cast a WWE wrestling match.
Mm-hmm.
Every time a trigger check happened, I would just like rile up the crowd and go like, "Oh my god,
Yeah,
will he put it all to Vanguard?"
I really liked it too because I could like go to the crowd and stuff. There was like Daniel Yanto and whatnot in the crowd, and just like give the mic to him and whatnot. So it's kind of fun, just like run around and just kind of like it's a little like trash talk and whatnot. It's like pretty fun. So it was a really fun format. Yeah. I hope we get to do this more often, especially because like it's impossible to do when you're solo, because you're just like solo on stage playing and like talking to your opponent in the mic basically. And then you have to also like hand the mic to your opponent kind of thing. Whereas like this is like more fun because you can have one person focus on their game that people are watching, the other person actually like hype it up. So
right.
And the autographs, and then oh my god.
Yeah,
this was
your line is crazy.
I mean, it's like I was like, you live in Indo, so everyone has a chance to meet you whenever, right? So
that's true.
Whereas like for me,
I
it was
go to
my
locals
first
every
time.
week. Yeah.
So it's like I guess I was like I wasn't sure what to expect because on my like YouTube, you can do like the geography settings, which shows like which regions watch you the most. Indo, I think, is like 6th or 7th. It's actually not that high in terms of like my top geography, so I wasn't really sure what to expect, but it was
to be fair though, like in Komifuro, which is like Bushiroad Expo is there, it's gonna be a Vanguard. A lot of people who like Vanguard are all gonna be there. So it makes sense. Also, like it's so exciting. You finally came to my home. Like, how'd you find it? Like for the first time.
Indo was so good, dude.
Hell yeah, let's go, dude.
It's like all the food is so good.
I saw your tweet where you ate martabak at the airport.
Dude, that thing is insane. Weirab,
so good.
Dude, Weirab literally was like, he got off work and he's like, well, you have to eat martabak before you go home. I was like, okay. So then he like sends me a picture of this like greasy store that like was like making the martabak and like in the back rooms or something. And then
dude.
He brings it to me. The box is covered in oil. It's like,
dude. Dude.
Dude, it was so good, but I ate like one piece of like the chocolate one. And I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna die on the plane. Like,
I don't eat it very often, but it is a national treasure.
It's like margarine, chocolate, margarine. Like, I can't believe it. But the other one that I ate was like duck, chicken, egg, something. Like that one was so good. The savory one is like, oh my god, that one was.
Well, oh, sorry. A gigantic wasp just landed on my window. That's like really caught my attention. Holy moly, I got scared there for a second. Anyway, it's amazing. I'm so happy that you enjoyed. Well, I'm glad that you were able to visit my home country, and I hope that everybody gave you a warm welcome. And it was great. Yeah,
I hope you enjoyed it too. I mean, we had open matches. Yeah, this was like select participants may only use English edition decks. This was definitely very loosely enforced. But so we did open matches. I think the first day we didn't really have time to do it, so we did more on the second day, which was fun.
We did like a lot on the second day. We did like 3 whole hours of it on the second day.
Yeah. So that was that. Stage matches we had as well. Those were pretty fun. Autograph session was, it was just really nice to meet everyone.
Oh, and don't forget, we also did a talk stage on Komifuro as well. Yeah, we did like a little quiz where people had to guess what the card names were.
Yeah,
and then we gave out like an exclusive foil Bushiroad Expo energy. Very cool.
Yeah,
of which there were only 100 in the world, and we gave out 8 of them that day.
So that was really fun. But this is a good event overall. Really, like I hope we get invited again next year because I really would like to go back to Indo again, especially like the.
Even if I'm not invited, I'll just go. I live here, dude.
Yeah, for you can just go. For me, it's a little bit of a. But man, everything's so cheap in Indo. I was really surprised.
Oh yeah.
It's like
very nice.
I was looking at the prices for everything. It's just like, what? It's that much? Like really? So that was a big surprise.
Exchange rate go crazy, bro.
It does. But then the next stuff is basically results. There was a bunch of events. There was the Grand Championship at the 29th of March. It's already 2 months ago.
I've been kind of tapped out of the Japanese meta recently. Like I haven't really taken a look since BP15 came out. So curious to see.
I'm the opposite where I've been looking more since BP15 came out. So this was before BP15. So this is like a top 8 Mejiro Bishop list that you can see already here. The restriction list came into effect and World Break is at 1. Still being played.
Lots of Uma, hey.
Yeah. So the Mejiro herself There's basically the Mejiro Ramonu that this like allows you to choose up to X amount of this. X equals how many Mejiro cards are on the field. And then choose enemy follower, banish it, give this Storm, or heal your leader 2 and draw 1. So
wait, that's really cool because in the first Uma set there were some inklings that they were trying to make like a Mejiro clan.
Yeah.
But now it feels like in EX they really pushed it.
This is a Mejiro, this is a Mejiro. So you have like, I think this is also Mejiro, yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different types of Mejiros. So this is like your payoff, basically. And then
very cool.
Yeah. So quite cool.
And there's some Vanguard cards in here too, hey?
Yeah, it's Kiyomi. Allows you to look at top 3 cards of your deck and rearrange them on top of your deck in any order, and then the rest goes to the bottom. And you can like basically engage this. Like this has a bonus effect, but I think it's mostly just there for the rearrange. That's what most of them are used for. This one also allows you to do the same thing. And then also lets you engage to reveal the top card of your deck. And if it's the grade 2, this one, the 2 cost Kiyomi, you can add it to your hand. And if it's not, it just stays on top. And then
it's nice to see like OTT and the other clans get some shine, because when the Vanguard set came out, it feels like it was only Kagero that got any play.
Yeah. So this one's also like damage. It's like pay 1, engage this, and then choose an enemy follower, reveal top card of your deck, and then you deal damage to that follower equal to the cost of the card you revealed. So it can be like a random 8 cost, like 8 damage out of nowhere.
Very nice, very nice.
So it's pretty cool. You can also give drive check to this Tagitsehime, just for like the +1/+1, and she also deals damage to enemy follower when she gains drive. And she also again like looks at top 2, and rearranges it on top or bottom in any order. So it's just kind of there to like manipulate your deck, which is pretty strong in any card game really. So that's something that this did well, got top 8. And then the other top 8 list was this spell or like magician mage list. So of course using the new Daria and whatnot. Or I guess she's not that new anymore, but will be new for English. And then we talked about the Yukishima last time, I think. So
I believe so, when we were talking about the BP15 meta, yeah.
Yeah. But then the winner list was, once again, Festive Royal.
Spartacus!
Yeah, Spartacus. So just like draw through. It's like this deck, I played against it a little bit now that I've been playing a bit more of the new format, but the gold coin basically allows you to like banish like 3 gold coins for 1 cost to heal your leader 1 and draw 1. So it's like another way to dig through your deck, essentially.
Dude,
then
the coin sword in digital was such like a flop archetype. It's so cool to see it get like a second life and be reinvented and evolve and actually be good.
And it's been good for a while too.
Yeah. And I mean, it makes sense that it's good because like with Spartacus making you win when you deck out, and then World Break being a card, it's just like obviously
good synergy,
natural synergy there.
Yeah. So that was that. And then for the CSs, so one important thing is that we used to always look at the website, the column for the CS results summary, but then at the very bottom of this one, they said this is the final column for Shadowverse Evolve. So from going forward, they will only post it on the official Twitter. So
that's a little unfortunate.
And you can also look at it in Bushinavi, right? So if you go to Bushinavi, and you can just like look at CS results like this, right? So you can just like look at people's deck lists like very easily.
Yeah, I kind of liked having the column though, because it made it like you can get all the deck lists in one place. So
yeah. So but now it's just gonna be on Twitter. So this was the first week of April. This was before the release of the new set though. So you had this. This was a Sekka forest that
former digital players will have a lot of memories of that guy, good and bad, mostly bad.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Then we had Jerry. This was Jerry Ramp Dragon. So just
wrong Jerry. It's Jerva.
Jerva, yes. Sorry.
My guy.
The Jers. So this is the Surong. So she was what? She puts like her token into the X area if you have overflow, heals you to 2, and then evolves into this turn. Next time you'd play a festive card, cost -2, and then her own token, would you believe it, costs 2. No way, it's a spell that lets you choose enemy follower, deal 4 damage, but if you're an overflow, deal 6 instead. Woo! So
I love to see the fact that Ernst is getting played in this, definitely, because like in set 10, Ernst obviously got outshined by, not only Dual Rage, but also obviously Earthright at that time.
Yeah.
But now seeing Ernst just being played as a solid option, being able to like get that Storm Ignore Ward to finish games is very, very cool.
11 damage. So yeah, there's also like some good Uma cards for this deck too. Like this is like 7 cost 4/4 Storm. Search your deck for a Passion Championer and plays it. And Passion Championer is this card from this is the first Uma set.
Yeah.
That started main phase whose enemy leader or enemy follower deals 4 damage. And then Fanfare, if you have another Uma Musume card on your field, you choose opponent's follower, deal 4 damage. So it's quite good. 7 cost that creates like 4/4 in stats, searches out an amulet that deals 4 damage every turn to a leader. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
it's like my
very
first time
cool.
reading this card.
I will say, I probably will care a lot more about Uma very soon because the mobile game is finally coming out to global.
Yeah, you're gonna play that?
Like basically right after Worlds Beyond too. So Psy Games has me in a chokehold right now.
Yeah, soon, very soon. And then finally, we move on to the BP15 meta, and this is basically. You must
be happy to see this, eh?
Quite similar to the list I'm playing. Total Domination surprisingly has been cut, but basically Gami just got a bunch of really good tools. Like this pluses, this deals damage to everything, so that's obviously good. This is like a big searcher / like damage card, or it's mostly just damage card. The new Gamu is like a huge plus engine. Every time she takes damage, she like basically like puts a thing to EX area, and then it's like when you, so let me just show you. So it's like every time she takes damage, look at top 2 and then put 1 to EX area and discard the other one. So it's also, this card is also good because you, you bring stuff back from Cemetery in this deck. And then if it's like Omen card, it costs -3 to play. So if you see this, you could play it for 2. And then like her token spell, she generates on Fanfare, and her token spell basically says like deal 1 to all followers on field of both players. And if you're in Overflow, then the new Gamu gets Storm. So
what?
This is a 5/5 Storm.
Wait, this deck also runs both forms of Mirabane? That's interesting. What does the new Mirabane do?
So the new Mirabane is busted. This thing is a 3 cost 4/4, which is already really good in stats.
Okay, that's crazy already, yeah.
And on Fanfare, he ditches 3 cards from your hand, which this deck does not mind, by the way, because you have a lot of things you play from Cemetery, to put the token spell into the EX area. So the token spell says you choose an enemy follower, destroy it, and if you have the new Mirabane on your field, deal their leader 2 damage for 0 cost. So that's already removal that you get for that too. But after that, he says you can banish the original Jerry from your Cemetery, deal 2 damage to all enemy leaders, draw 2 cards once per turn. So
what? So you just ditched the original Jerry?
Exactly. He's just there to be ditched. He's just there to be ditched. So if you open these in combination, you just like turn 3 play this. Like ditch your hand. You get to draw 2 cards from this effect anyway. You get to deal 2 damage to enemy leader, and the token spell also destroys enemy follower and also deals another 2 damage to enemy leader. So you're doing 4 damage to leader, drawing 2 cards, and picking like destroying an enemy follower all in turn 3. So this card
you get to
is
pitch Sneer
insane.
too.
Yeah. So you get to pitch Sneer, you get to pitch whatever you want to like revive later down the line, Total Domination, literally whatever. So really good synergy with this deck. And so this is like a really good like turn 3 card in general. So
that's amazing.
Yep.
Dang.
Then we also had so this is the first week, so there's a lot more variety in terms of what was topping. So I don't want to take too long looking at all the tops because we'll go over an hour again, like we usually do. But basically this was
doesn't really count as a podcast if it's not at least an hour and a half long.
So true. So true. But there's 2 archetypes for Abyss, of course, as usual. We have the Valneric, the Vampire, Elzard.
So Sanguine is back here, it looks like. And then we also have a more controlling list as usual with the Icelandrig.
Controls always around. Blaster Dark pulling up in here too as just like good removal. So, and then Haven. This is very control looking list. So
yeah, I'm looking at this list and like even if I don't know the effect from the new set, I'm like, knowing these cards from digital Shadowverse, these are very control cards.
Yeah, so the new Marwyn is like 4 cost 4/4 evolves for 3. Ward, start of end phase, heal your leader 2. Fanfare, choose an enemy player, or if you Okay,相手プレイヤー1人の場のフォロワーが3体以上なら。Okay, so if your opponent has 3 or more followers, you put his token spell into the EX, and his token spell lets you choose an enemy follower and banish it for 0 cost.
Oh, so good.
So that's good source of banish. And his evolve form has ward. Start of end phase, heal leader 2. On evolve, 場の他のフォロワー全てを破壊する. So he destroys all other followers on field when he evolves, including your own.
That's very similar to the digital version, actually. Very interesting how accurately they ported it. Yeah.
Yeah. So just basically like big control. You see a lot of the usual control Haven suspects. You have the new Gilnelys in here as well that if your leader's health or defense is 10 or less, she gets Drain and she evolves for 1. When she evolves, she lets you choose one of the following. Choose an enemy follower, give it +2 attack, -2 defense. Oh, sorry, not enemy follower. Choose any other follower in the field. And then her second effect puts her token spell into the EX. Her token spell lets you choose to do 2 damage to all enemy leaders, heal 2 to yours, draw 2, and all enemy players discard 2 cards for 5 cost.
Very similar to the digital version as well.
Yeah. So just like a big control Haven list. And then the Shion here, she's pretty interesting. 6 cost 3/7. This is from set 14. She has a ward, and she cannot be destroyed by effects. And as long as she's on field, whenever she or your leader would take damage, it becomes -1 like damage less. And then she puts her on Fanfare, puts her token into the EX area, which is a 1 cost quick spell that says during this turn, the next damage your leader would take becomes -1, and you draw 1. So that's also like a very good form of protection. So yeah, this is like a pretty good card because she doesn't get destroyed. So that also means that this guy, you can turn 6 play this, and then turn 7, 4 cost +3. You can go into the evolved Marwyn, and then you get to have like 2 big bodies.
That, yeah.
Because this is 5, this is 3/7, so pretty good. Also doesn't get affected by like Themis Decree and whatnot, so pretty good stuff. But yes, that was like first weekend of results. And then the second week of results, we saw this was basically Midrange Sword. I'm pretty happy about Miriam being played in this. But you can see
you have a very special attachment to Miriam. You want to tell
the only card I've ever revealed in Shadowverse history. But it's pretty cool. You do see a lot of the older cards too. I mean,
yeah, a lot of usual suspects. You see Celia, you see Ralmia, Leod. So, Confront Adversity, which is also a very good card. I imagine Confront Adversity is going to be good in general. Also, like the 2 cost spell there on the blast row, on the left side, like just being able to summon out those tokens is also going to be good for the token based cards that are coming out soon.
That's so true. This makes a Shield Guardian and a Knight, and then if your opponent has a 6 cost or greater follower on the field, that gives them +3/+3 and gives you 2 play points.
Can you imagine like this with Amalia, and then like you add 1 more token to it, either a Shield Guardian or a Terminus weapon, and suddenly Amalia is active in set 15, right?
It's pretty damn good. Then you Ralmia at 2 cost 2/2 with Storm. When she attacks, if you have 5 followers on your field, deals 2 damage to all enemy followers. So, very, very good little card. So the new Kagemitsu as well. You cannot play this from the EX area. He has Rush, and he can evolve for 2. And he says, when your follower evolves, you put 1 counter on this when he's in your EX area. And then if he has 2 or more counters, you can play this on the field. And if you did, you evolve it immediately. And then his last words is he goes to EX area. And then on evolve, he becomes a 3/3. You can remove a counter from him, choose enemy follower, and deal it 1 damage. And you can remove 5 counters from him, choose enemy leader and all enemy followers, and deal them all 5 damage. And he gets Storm.
What? Okay, there you go.
So he farms counters. I haven't run into Sword, so I'm actually like seeing this for the first time.
So you farm counters by just evolving a lot. It's like pretty much how it is in digital, but they adapted it in a very interesting way.
Yeah, it's just Evo Sword, which is pretty cool. So there was that. Then this is looking like a control. Yeah, this looks like this is burn. It's called Banwichi. So it's like literally burn. It
does look like a burn list. Room. So you just like get a bunch of spells in your cemetery, burn with Mierabane, and then you have the Linkle as well, and then Maisha to finish. It looks like.
Yeah, just need to check the Uma one as well. It's like on evolve, she's gonna be follower, deal 2 damage. If you have 10 or more Uma cards in cemetery, deal 4 damage instead. Okay, that's not. I think our fanfare was something good. You choose a face up card in your evolve deck. If you have 10 or more Umas in your cemetery, put that to face down. Nope. And then her evolve is 2 damage. During your turn up to 2 times, when your Uma card would take damage,
so that includes yourself, I assume?
Oh, when your opponent's follower would take damage from your Uma follower and would go to the cemetery, this draws you 1 and lets you discard 1 up to 2 times per turn. Ooh.
Oh, so it lets you discard Trail of Light. So that's good.
Okay. Pretty cool. And then
interesting.
This is a
control a bit.
Control of this list with a new
many such cases.
Yep. And then this is Ward
Haven. It's back.
Big boy Ward Haven. So of course comes with the brand new form of Wilbert. 4 cost 3/4 that has Ward. Looks top 5 of your deck. Finds 2 cost or lower Ward follower and plays it. The rest goes to the bottom of your deck. Then you can engage this, choose an enemy follower, destroy it. This can only be used if you have 3 or more Ward followers on field, which is not that much of a condition for this deck. So
no, not at all.
Especially because this plays one out for free. So
yeah,
it's also pretty good. Okay, more Ward support. There's another card that's coming out in English very soon, so that'll be a good pickup. But yeah, so that was that week, and then the week after that, this was already second week of May or first week of May. We have
Fairy Forest is back. I assume that because it got a new Amataz form.
Yeah, so new Amataz. We just quickly take a look at that. Take a look at all the cards. It'll take a little bit too long. So this new Amataz is a 2 cost 2/2 with Ward that evolves for 1. On evolve, he becomes young and says, choose a new follower. If you have 3 or more cards in the X area, destroy it. If you have 3 or more, fairy cards in your EX area, deal the leader 2 damage as well. But also, Piercy is in this set. I think we talked about this card in the last episode, though. So she like auto evolves, and then every time a follower evolves, she deals 1 damage to the enemy leader, 2 damage to all enemy followers, and heals your leader 1.
Well, that's good because you kind of want to have fairies in your EX anyway. So then this new Amataz is just like basically free burns.
Oh yeah, and she searches your deck for a 2 cost follower and just like adds it to your hand, which is also pretty good.
You get the new Amataz from it, right? Yeah,
yep.
So there you go.
So there's that, and then this one is
Beast.
Yeah, Beast
Forest.
Yeah,
interesting.
Seka basically, and Kuon.
Kuon.
So
there they
Kuon,
are.
Of course, I think we talked about the new one in the last episode too. So this is the one that like plays quite differently with like the different costs. So
Wuxing Master. Yeah.
Too much time with this one, but it's just basically Kuon doing Kuon stuff, and then Discard Dragon. He's back again. Big old Jerva.
Can't keep a good man down.
Yeah. Again, playing the combo we saw there. This is a freaking crab. Mr. Krabs out here.
Yeah. I believe it's called Orbed Cancer, which is kind of a funny name for a big crab.
Name,
there you go.
And then it almost looks like we're back a year ago. Freaking
no way! Earthright is back!
Earthright's pogging left and right. What's the new card?
Is it because Acid Golem? Be real with me.
So this is the Grand Spear is a 1 cost amulet that on fanfare chooses enemy follower deals 2 damage, which is pretty good. And then Acid Golem is do an Earthright, choose an enemy leader or enemy follower, deal 2 damage, and evolves for 1 to choose enemy follower, deal 2 damage. So it's pretty good. Doesn't care about Earthright for the damage.
Yeah.
Everything else is basically just old cards. Kind of crazy. This deck literally just refuses to die.
Yeah, I mean that's how powerful it was when it first came out, right?
Hey, but
let's go, Duelist!
Yeah, Draconic Duelist, pretty good stuff. So, what did this deck get, Mr.
It got a Drock in the BP14, right? Or
BP, Drock's been out for a while.
BP13, sorry. Yeah.
Did it get anything? I guess there was the new Phylene.
It's mostly old. Yeah,
new Phylene.
New Phylene.
2 cost 1/2 with Bane fanfare. If you have overflow until during your opponent's next turn, when your opponent would play cards, they cost +1. So that's strong. It's a floodgate. And for 1, she evolves. On evolve, searches your deck for a card that has like the ice thing in it, and adds to your hand, which is basically this, and then the Ginhyo, Zanhyo. And then when you play this, if you have Phylene in your field, this costs 2 less, so it's cost 2. to enemy follower. Any number of enemy followers, deal them X damage. X equals your maximum play points. Oh, yeah.
Very nice. So you're just ramping with the Oracle. You're ramping with the yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah.
And like with the one Gargouille, you're just basically never out of gas because you just draw a million cards. So.
Exactly. And then this is a freaking whatchamacallit? The
Festive Haven? No.
Not Festive, right? It's
Wasteland?
Wasteland Haven?
Frontier.
Yeah. Wasteland. Frontier.
Yeah, something like that.
So this has been around for a bit, so it's nice to see it popping off as well. And then this was I think they got this list wrong because they posted like an extra thing correcting the list. So this was
gotcha.
The Vincent ruin as well.
Yes, finally, Vincent is the one where you put a bunch of different costs into your cemetery and then it does burn damage, right? Yeah.
I think this is the most recent one. We had a Arm Dragon win as well.
What? He's back.
He's back. Also running the Jerry combo. So the 2 Jerrys for draw power. And then
what I'm understanding is that if you don't have 3 Jerrys, 3 Miera Banes from BP05, you should go pick them up now.
Yeah, it's a pretty good engine. And then, oh my god, even Overlord is running Jerry.
Wait, it's Overlord, but with Miera Bane and Oracle. It'll never die, baby.
Yeah, it's basically, this is Dragon Kagero. So also runs this from set 12, Strike Dragoon. Engage this, choose a 2-cost or lower dragon follower from your cemetery, on your field, sorry. Give it +1/+1 and Storm. So that allows you to choose your Burning Horn, your Nahalem, okay. Then evolve this for 2. Unevolve. Choose a 2-cost or lower dragon follower in your cemetery, play it to the field. Yep, what I expected. Okay. That's pretty good. That lets you get back your Burning Horn, lets you get back your Tar. This is
again, it's synergy with the Miera Bane pitch. So like you're not sad about pitching stuff with Miera Bane because you're not only drawing 2 anyway, but then you're also dealing 4, and then you get it back anyway with Strike Dragoon. Gosh darn. And
then Control Haven again, and then of course
Control Abyss. Yeah.
Control Abyss. So it's like the Abyss list. I think the main new card is the new Ginsetsu. That we also talked about this one in the last episode too. So
right.
Don't want to take up too much time.
Check out the last episode, guys.
Yep. Other than that, I guess, so this is one thing that I want to point out. In the previous episode, we did say that we would be doing competitive decks in these EX areas. That is once again changing. There will be a competitive decks for set 10 on my channel. So look forward to that. I'll also kind of like briefly talk about the must-haves in that video a bit as well. Just kind of mention which cards are good to pick up. But you can kind of see just from us going through these lists, like some of the cards do come up a lot, especially things like Zelganea. Stay played basically forever. So this set definitely does have a lot of important cards that are good to pick up. But in particular, I think like for 4s, it's like the Madros Elf.
Chipper Skipper.
Yeah, Chipper Skipper. She's really good.
You gotta get the Beast cards too, like because we saw that performing well. So you Windflower Tiger and Salvia Panther.
For Sword, Aliaska, very good pickup, I think, especially going forward. Because of
that
the
4-cost as well, the 4-cost follower in the bottom right there. That I saw that in current list as well.
Yeah, the Neran as well is being played. There's some Hero Sword support in this too. Yeah, the Ernesta also a good pickup, I would say. And Linkle we see here and there sometimes. The Linkle maybe not as much, but then Chess is played as like an engine in some decks. So Chess is played in like Kuon at one point as well.
Yeah, even if you're not playing chess, the archetype, Spell Chain uses a lot of chess spells, so it's good to get.
Yeah. Extend Magic, definitely a good pickup for Rune as well. Highly recommended there. Ernst
was popping up like crazy in these new results. So
yeah, so definitely good pickup here as well. If you're playing Armed, all the Armed stuff like goes without saying. I've seen Eternal Whale played in some things, so this is also a decent pickup too. Then yeah, Armed again. It's like if you want to play Armed, just pick up all the Armed cards. This is like just goes without saying kind of thing. Milteo does see play in the long term as well, just being like really good Necrocharge support.
The new Demonium form I saw in a couple recent lists as well. Yeah,
Demonium is also pretty good as well. Then for Haven, it's mostly ward related things, I would say. So you don't want to pick up all the ward cards. Those were played in Ward Haven quite a bit. So like this one, as well as the Maiden, are also good pickups. For neutral, it's literally just Zelganea. Just make sure you have your Zelganeas. This is played in a lot of things. Just one of this advanced copy, and then like, I mean, it doesn't hurt to have 3 of the base Zelganea, especially if you like control decks. I think in general, the neutrals in this set were quite good. Like I remember this Angel was also played for quite a while because of like the stat line. So pretty good stuff. So that's a kind of like very brave, but more or less when you want to pick up for this set in the long term. But if you want to play in this specific meta, I mean, the best decks in this specific meta were like Earthright. This sword in particular was really good. And also, of course, Arm Dragon was also quite good, topping quite a bit. So that was one of like my favorite picks from this meta. So definitely quite cool, especially if you like Shadowverse Flame. A lot of the Shadowverse Flame stuff is in this set too. But yeah, before we wrap up, one last thing that I didn't really talk about just yet, and they released an update for, is the combined booster sets thing. So Igni made a video in his the Morningstar channel. That's right. Talking about that they're combining sets going forward. We'll talk about that more in your part of the episode, but people were asking for my opinions on it.
Yeah, and this is your channel, so please.
Yeah, so at first I was a little bit concerned, but maybe it's good if we read out this new statement that just came out. Maybe people haven't seen it. It's only been a couple days since this came out. So they basically said, we announced that we're working to narrow the gap with the Japanese edition to 6 months, starting from the 12th booster set. To make this possible, set 12 and 13, as well as 14 and 15 will be combined. So 14 and 15 being combined is going to be pretty big one. Since the announcement, we received a large amount of feedback from the community. Major concern was that pulling cards of certain rarities will be more difficult with the number of card types in the combined sets. We'd like to take this opportunity to reassure everyone that we are aware of these concerns and took the necessary steps to alleviate this. Appearance rates will be adjusted to accommodate the larger number of card types in the combined sets, ensuring players have a fair chance to obtain key cards. High rarity cards, such as legendary cards, will appear at a higher rate than the regular booster sets. I'd like to also assure our players that we took a gradual approach to the schedule so players can adapt at a comfortable pace. This one I'm like, The release schedule between booster sets will remain largely consistent, with new booster sets released at intervals of approximately 2 months. But additional products such as special sets and crossover sets will release in between booster sets. So it's like, those still affect the meta, you know?
Yes, like the main boosters are 2 months apart, but as you saw from the results, Kagero is still really, really relevant and is
Uma
currently
too.
the EX Uma set, so it's still kind of a tough pill.
Yeah. And with a shorter gap, we hope players will be able to enjoy new cards and strategies earlier, which will make the Shadowverse Evolve experience more engaging. We're striving to make Shadowverse Evolve better and would like to thank the community for their incredible support in the past 2 years. We look forward to your continued support on the road ahead. So I saw quite a bit of like concern with this too. They were like, okay, well, legendaries will be easier to get, but what are they cutting for this? And I'm hoping it's just bronzes. I wouldn't mind if like bronzes are, you know, less common, and there's definitely some dud bronzes that I think are fine. It's more so like the good bronzes that might get hurt by this and make the average common cost more, I guess.
I think like I would like more details on how exactly they're doing it, as well as like if there are any other like measurements in place to help the rate, like box toppers would be nice.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Yeah. So, you know, we're still pretty much in the dark. It's just like it's good that they had like transparent communication regarding, you know, well, the fact that they know that the potential issue and that they are doing stuff about it. But would have been nice to get a little more detail, I think.
100%. So for me, like, I think the other thing when they announced this, the fused releases, I kind of just thought, like, isn't this a bit late? Like, shouldn't they have been doing this from the beginning? Is kind of what I thought, because
yeah, there is some concern regarding that, because I like, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I believe that in the Chinese edition they have been fusing sets since
from the very beginning.
But the problem with that was that they weren't adjusting the rates as well. So that's what I've heard.
Okay.
So like it kind of it did not go over very well with the player base there.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Well, that's what I've heard from some players there. I could be, you know, maybe that's outdated information, but it is a very intimidating schedule. I mean, the good news is that in July the Glory Finder deck is just all reprints, so that doesn't really count as a release.
Yeah.
But yeah, Seaside Memories is also mostly a reprint set. But the August September is tough, and so is the November December January stretch too.
Well, August is okay because that's just the Vanguard stuff. It's like starter deck, and the booster set. And then it's like September, Bullet of Fate. That's a pretty impactful one. And
it's
then,
a very, like, Bullet of Fate cards are basically good forever.
Yeah. So. And then it's like World Reaver's Descent and the Dominion of Darkness maybe a bit less, but the World Reaver's Descent is a bit more of an impactful one than like Banquet of Dreams that we've seen, you know, festive be good still to this very day. And then like Trial of the Omens, I mean, that just came out, was also very impactful. So, I mean, this Trial of Omens came out in Japan end of April. It'll now come out in January, basically. And then New World Genesis comes out in July. And then that's in March in English. So they said they want to reduce the gap to 6 months. I'm also like, why 6 months? Like, you know,
right.
Every other, you know, I'm not going to name names, but other card games are putting an effort to reduce the gap to 0 days, right?
I mentioned this on my video as well, but it feels like we're taking a lot of risk in order to shorten the gap, but we're not reaping the benefit of actually having a global format. We're still
exactly
delayed,
right.
So it's like this half measure means that you take on all of the potential costs and none of the potential benefit. So that's kind of a concern.
It feels like they're trying to like, are they trying to make it so the gap is the same as Vanguard, where it's like 2 months basically between Japanese and English, which like maybe in Bushiroad's eyes, you know, that's like a healthy gap where it's like it doesn't affect the card prices too much because, you know, when you have a year gap, you know that if a card is going to be useful a year later or not. But when you have a 2 month gap, it's a bit like, well, you know, if it's going to be useful the next set or not. So that maybe they're aiming for that. But then I also think like, why not just keep fusing sets then until you completely catch up? So I don't know.
Right.
It feels a bit
like me personally, I would love to be caught up with the Japanese format and then like have an actual global world with every player.
Yeah, right.
That would be amazing. So
exactly.
I wonder if they're just like, you know, trying it and then seeing if it goes over well, and then like in the future they fuse again. I would hope so, but yeah, I think the half measure is a bit odd.
Yeah, for me as well. Like I also just feel like this is a bit too late. I think we should have been fusing sets earlier. I think from the very beginning they should have fused sets, caught up as fast as possible, and then basically just like set back to normal. Like I think that was the thing that people wanted to see from the very beginning. But that being said, I mean, Evolve lately has been doing quite well. I mean, looking at BCS numbers, it's been, you know, participation has been rising, and overall, like it feels like there's a lot of player interest in the game too that's been growing because the game's just very fun and interesting to play. So
I like love this game so much, but like I just hope that, you know, these recent announcements and recent decisions, you know, works to get people playing and not the other way around. Is all I can say, I guess.
Exactly. Exactly. So that's like, I guess my main thing is TLDR. I wish they did it earlier. I hope the pull rates aren't too bad so that they, you know, don't make the game too expensive, because I think that's another pretty like attractive part of Evolve is that overall decks are fairly priced for a competitive card game. And, you know, that's definitely been because of how the sets have been designed until now. But we'll have to see. I mean, the combined sets will be happening like dead in the middle of BCS period as well, right? BCS starts around Bullet of Fate and will then be like especially revving up around November, December, January. So
like looking at this schedule, it's not too bad until the November, December, January stretch of 3 months, and then it's like,
it's like, also, why is February a blank month too? You know, it's like, can't we add something in here, kind of thing? But I guess there's nothing to add in. It's like maybe they do the starter decks that are coming out now in Japan in February or something.
Not sure.
For now, it's like, well, if you're speeding it up, you might as well just like put New World Genesis in there as well. Just push it by a month. But I guess they also said every 2 months, right?
Yeah, it does say stay tuned at the end. I don't know. I feel like hopefully they take feedback from this period, and if, you know, and you know, you can always send emails. They do read the emails. But
that's true.
Hopefully if this goes well, we do eventually go into a global format. That would be my wish list. Like that's what I hope for more than anything for this game. So
for sure. All right. Well, with that, this part has been long enough, already over an hour. So we'll wrap it up for this one. But of course, you can watch part 2 on Ignideus's channel. Not the Morningstar channel, right? It's still on the Ignideus channel.
That's right. This will still be on the Ignideus channel. Morningstar is just for like gameplay and short editorial stuff. Because basically I wanted an excuse to just like spam versus videos because I like playing the game. So
right.
I do want to just like get those up on Morningstar. Before we wrap up this though, we got comment corner, and we got a comment on your video from the last month from Rion Skyridge. Do you want to read this out or?
Yep. So he said, didn't know if I should post this here or on Igni's half since he does English, but you mentioned it on your side. As the day one card fight, I'm super hyped for the Legacy deck crossover. I'm even finally get some of my local players into the game with things like Overlord and Skyomi. As for me, though, I'm a loyal blaster guy, so I gotta pick up the Swordcraft stuff and scannable Asuka leader. So course,
like, this is what you love to see, right? This is what you want from a collab set,
yeah,
right?
exactly. I mean, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna get a lot of the Vanguard folks playing Evolve, especially like because there's been a little bit of drama on the English side when it comes to the Springfest and BCS stuff going on. That I think people might be happy to be able to play Vanguard in Evolve on the day that Standard is not on.
And I wanna get your thoughts on this one, because I had some mixed opinions. Like the Kagero pre-restrictions. Some people were like, "Oh no, my favorite clan," but other people are like, "Oh, finally, the other clans get to have some shine." What do you think about the Kagero pre-restriction, and particularly how it might affect people who are coming into this game from Vanguard?
It's still gonna be. I think Kagero is still gonna be the best deck, like by far.
Yeah, probably.
It'll just have a little less removal. And as a result, I think it'll give more chances to the decks that, like, their mid-game pop-off is around turn 5 or 6 when usually Vortex would be coming down. So I think that will kind of help overall. But otherwise, I really hope that it does bring a bit more balance, because I think the decks were so cool. And the first 2 weeks of the Vanguard booster set release in Japan were so cool because everyone was playing every single one of the clans. And then after those 2 weeks, it just became like Kagero and Royal Paladin or go home kind of thing. So
yeah,
Royals will be very good though. Royals might be the ones that eat up more of that pie chart share now, though.
Yeah, it's kind of my feeling as well. Though, like some of the clans were like really interestingly designed. Like especially, I really liked how the way Pale Moon was designed.
Yeah, that's my favorite one.
But it just like never got the chance to do anything because Kagero was so good. So
exactly,
hopefully, it helps balance things out a little bit.
Yeah. Okay, so thank you, Rion, for your comments, and of course, stay tuned for Igni's half as well. Check that out on YouTube. Or keep listening if you're listening on the audio platforms for the comment corner on his side as well. But Igni, I think on that note, that'll be it for this first half. Let's move on to your side.
Let's do it. Make sure to like and subscribe. Different Fight, by the way. I'll do it because he's too humble to say it. So there you go.
Thank you very much. All right. See you guys in the second half.